Most times we talk about humans saving animals. It is, however, natural for humans to go out of their way to protect and save animals. Nevertheless, all that is about to change. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, if this is your first time visiting this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell button to stay in touch with all the fun-filled and entertaining videos we share right here on this channel. Well, it is natural for a human to always want to jump in and take the credit for saving an animal's life. But how often do we also give credit to animals that risk it all to protect humans? Well, just because we don't get to speak of this most times does not mean there are no animals that risk their lives too to save humans. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 animals with such heroic acts, and these acts of heroism will brighten your day or even make you shed a tear or two. Without further ado, I present the 10 animals that saved human lives. Khan, the Doberman. It is no secret that a dog is man's best friend, and this Doberman did not fail to prove this point when he risked his own life to save a toddler from an attack from a snake. One day, the dog and the toddler were playing in the yard when Khan noticed an enormous snake waddling its way towards them. Immediately, Khan tried to push the toddler away. Still, when it appears it wasn't working, he threw the little girl about a meter away from the snake and took the snake's attack instead. Amazingly, the Doberman was rescued from the shelter 4 days before this heroic act by the family. The girl was saved and Khan was bitten by the snake, but luckily, both are doing very well. Khan has since been renamed Khan, the Wonder Dog. Masha, the local hero. Most of the time, the actions of particular human beings leave you wondering if they were humans at all. The same is the tale of this newborn baby that was left in a box in Russia. Whoever had dumped the baby had left the newborn in a box in a cold stairwell, and the child probably would have died from the freezing cold if a cat hadn't come to the rescue. Masha the cat had wrapped the child in his fur and meowed continuously until neighbors could come to the child's aid. Since then, Masha has been known as a lifesaver and also the local hero of the neighborhood. Finally, number 1 on today's video is the animal I promised you would want to keep as a pet after hearing of his heroic action. Lucky the pig. It is rare to have pigs as pets, but this didn't stop the Farlers who had one and even lived with it. Lucky, the pig, was always known to wake the entire family very early every day. However, that seems not to be the only thing this pet did. The Farlers' property caught fire one day and burnt to the ground. Thankfully, none of the Farlers got hurt because of Lucky's brave move. The pig had, on that fateful day, started running around the house much earlier than usual. This act had alerted the family that something was obviously wrong. They had no idea that the pig had smelled the smoke and was trying to get their attention. Luckily, the entire family was saved. The brave mother bear. This story can be credited to pure luck. A 69-year-old mountain hiker, Robert Biggs, was hiking in the California woods when he saw a mother bear with her child. He'd stopped a while to appreciate the bond and watch them. Unbeknownst to him, there was a mountain lion behind him. Unfortunately, this lion had no inclination to do the same heroic duty the other 3 lions had done for the little girl in our number 8. Instead, it had jumped on and attacked Robert. Thankfully, Robert had a backpack that protected his face. Yet he needed more strokes of luck to fight off the lion. Suddenly, the mother bear he'd been watching pounced on the lion and pursued it into the woods. Biggs survived with minor wounds, but the memories are forever etched into his mind to this day. Little Kamla. Surprisingly, the animals you consider threats at times could turn out to be your best friend. In Thailand, Kamla, an elephant, mistook her owner's scream for calling out for help. This was when Derek Thompson was only trying to get the elephant's attention. However, the elephant didn't pause to think, but immediately embraced Derek with her trunk and then dropped him on the shore. Although there were no pending dangers at that point, this was an actual act of heroism on the elephant's part. It also suggested that the elephant would protect her owner if there was ever to be any sort of danger around him. Mila the beluga. There is a saying that it is the animal's sixth sense that makes them sense danger even before it gets too close.
Despite the concerns, it was pretty obvious that Wilma loved the attention.
This is seen in Mila the Beluga's heroic act, a very brave whale that saved a girl from drowning. In a diving competition that Yang Yun was a part of, she suddenly felt a leg cramp while in the deep tank of frigid water. In this sort of game, participants try to prove they can stay underwater for a long time without protective gear. Since the competition was held without diving equipment, Yang started drowning in the 20 feet depth of cold water. However, Mila came to her rescue and pushed her to the surface. It was indeed a brave action that saved the life of the young diver. Binti the gorilla. Naturally, when you hear about gorillas, what would likely come to mind is that they're hazardous animals. Well, this may be true, but the story of Binti the gorilla certainly made a contrast to this belief. Back in 1985, a 3-year-old boy fell into the gorilla enclosure at the Brookfield Zoo in Illinois,
forcing them to overpower Yambo.
He was unconscious at the time, making him easy prey for gorillas. Everyone thought the worst of the situation, seeing gorillas are not known to be friendly. However, Binti, a 7-year-old gorilla with her baby on her back, saw the little boy and went to him. She sat with the unconscious boy, protecting him and warding off the other gorillas until the boy was rescued. This singular act prompted researchers to study more about the protective and caring side of gorillas. It goes without saying that gorillas are very helpful when not stressed out. There is definitely no need for some people to want to shoot them dead. The 3 guardian lions. This is a fascinating story that took place somewhere in Ethiopia, Africa. And although it sounds like something cut out of a movie script, this story is absolutely true. A 12-year-old girl was captured by 4 men who tortured and beat her all the time. This inhumane act went on for close to a week. The girl's kidnappers snatched her in the bid to marry her off to one of the men. Notwithstanding, when the child refused, the men forced her into the marriage and later beat her to a pulp. However, they had to stop their attacks on the girl when the 3 lions attacked them, causing them to run away. Apparently, the lions had thought the child was a baby lion from the way she cried and had protected her until the police arrived. Amazingly, the lions never harmed the girl, and they guarded her till her abductors were arrested. Courageous Willie. Mimicking human speeches is one of the hobbies linked to parrots. In fact, most parrot owners get parrots just for the fun of letting them mimic them. It was a source of entertainment and amusement for most guests and parrot owners. But in Courageous Willie's case, a parrot owned by the Howards, that parrot said the right words at the right time. The Howards family was eating lunch with their parrot Willie when the baby started choking on her food without anyone's knowledge. Mrs. Howard had just left the room when the incident occurred, and thankfully, Willie was on watch. And thanks to his speaking abilities, he was able to call out for Mrs. Howard very loudly when it said, "Mama, baby." The words were enough to spark Mrs. Howard's curiosity. She rushed back just in time to give the needed first aid to the baby that was already in a severe condition. Willie has been since given an award for this courageous act and is the family's hero. Dory the rabbit. If you are still of the mind that a hero must be strong, big, and intimidating, this rabbit will help you better understand. Unknown to Victoria Stegel, her husband Simon had become unconscious while watching the TV. This was, however, not lost on Dory, the house rabbit. She knew something wasn't right and started hopping on Simon's chest to prove that point. Although the rabbit was aware she was never allowed on the furniture, and Victoria ordered it to get down from Simon's chest, but the rabbit persisted with the jump. The action attracted Victoria, who came over to where Simon was and quickly became aware of his condition. Mrs. Stegel called an ambulance immediately, and Simon was attended to, saving his life. The action had left Victoria very grateful for that simple act of determination and, funny enough, disobedience on the rabbit's part. Mr. and Mrs. Stegel are ever thankful for Dory's persistent nature and have since shared a message to all to never underestimate the actions of the pets at home. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. If you know of any other animals besides the ones listed here that saved human lives, be sure to comment down below and I will include it in subsequent videos. And if you loved this video and you want to see more videos just like it, be sure to give us a like. Do not forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell button. That's it for me, guys. I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video.